Hello, thanks for coming back. I'm glad you're here. If you're returning as a subscriber, and if you're not, if you're brand new and you clicked on this for episode 4, then think about subscribing, because I'm going to keep doing this, and I do a lot of other things. I'm John Stark from movieguy.com. I don't know why I can't say my own website. And this is my review of House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 4. Yeah, so I'm a blind film critic, so I can't tell you what the visuals on this look like, but I can talk about the story. And this episode, I think we're going to talk about the story. Last episode, we finished out with that epic battle, and that was cool. That was dope. This episode is more about finding Rhaena a mate. That's pretty much what the whole episode is about. And the episode takes a very unfortunate turn that nobody in the writer's room was like, maybe we shouldn't do this. And it was the first episode where I was like, oof, I'm going to drop this down. This is going to be the first episode that does not get an A grade from me. Oh my God. Nope. Not doing it. Yeah. This was the first really unfortunate character choice / plot decision that they've made so far, where I've just been totally not on board, where I don't even think it was earned. I think they just went with it. But I'll get to that in a second. I do want to say, though, that I actually kind of liked the boy. I actually was kind of rooting. He seemed genuine and nice. I don't know if he was like ugly or something, but I have no idea. But the one sort of up at the top, and everybody was laughing at him. And they're like, "Oh boy, you're never gonna blah blah blah." I mean, like, his little speech to Rhaena was like really polite and genuine. It wasn't cocky. I actually kind of thought she might choose him. I thought we might go back to the boy. I know that he was younger than her, but that doesn't really seem to be like a massive age difference in this thing. Is, you know what I'm saying? Is the likelihood that she's gonna marry somebody who's the same age as her is just low. Although, you know, we did see what you see what happens in the end. So she should have probably just picked the boy. Anyway, because now she's stuck with what she's stuck with for reasons that are actually her fault, but the world is not supposed to know that they're her fault. Anyway, so she goes back into the city, and lo and behold, who comes back? And he seems to be cheery and nice, but Damon comes back, and he's, you know, he won the rocks, and he's got some sort of like wooden crown, and they call him the king of some shit. And Thesaurus is like, hey, why are you wearing a crown? There's only one king. And it's like, no, this is for you. I brought this for you. You are the only king. And he says and does everything he's supposed to, you know, and works his way back in. He worms his way back in. And the other guy that he was with, whose character name is so irrelevant, I don't even care. The other family didn't come with him. It was just Damon. Yeah, so he gets his way in, and somehow Rhaena gets like 5 minutes to speak with him, where Damon is not just a raging ass. And that leads to Damon giving her like a costume, and then they go out into the city, and Damon's with her, and then he takes her to a whorehouse, and they make out. And I'm not there for that. I'm sorry, I'm not. I really don't care if other people were there for that. It wasn't earned at all. There's been no tension buildup between the two of them. As a matter of fact, the thing that happened right after that, that's exactly what we have been expecting. I don't understand what made Rhaena attracted to her uncle all of a sudden when she was protesting all of these old men. Damon has to be relatively the same age as his brother. He can't be that much younger. So she's suddenly into old dudes who are her uncle, but she's not into any other old dude. It doesn't make, none of it made any sense. It wasn't earned at all. And it just seemed to exist solely to be a plot point. And the funny thing is, they could have done that same scene without Raina reciprocating. If Damon had taken her into the whorehouse, just the fact that they went in would have been enough for people to have seen them, you know, and for that person to have run away and been like, and Damon probably still could have had that same speech to his brother, because he constantly likes to fuck with his brother, and then nobody would have ever done anything, and then everybody would be upset over something that never actually happened. If Damon had literally just taken her there just to show her that people enjoy sex, and then left, if they had just kept that a normal scene, then they could have still played everything else out the way they wanted to. They didn't need to do anything else. So it was a very terrible choice. Because Raina is the character we're supposed to like and root for, and I no longer like or root for her. Because she consented and really wanted to kiss Damon back. I mean, he was pulling away from her, and she just grabs him and, like, makes out with him. If anything, he's the one that runs away from her. You know, so, yeah, very weird. It was a very weird scene. And it's totally unnecessary. And it ended up being this huge thing that spirals out of control for the rest of the episode. And now Rain is stuck with an asshole for a husband. So, anyway. That's it. Otto got kicked out of his job for being obviously plotting, which is good that Thesaurus is intelligent and is able to see through shit. And he tells Otto, he's like, I mean, he knows what Otto's been up to this whole time. But it's unfortunate for Alicent, because I really do think, I feel bad for her, because she's clearly just trying to do the right thing and be of service. And I don't think she has a negative plotting bone in her body. I think she was used by her father to get into the queen position, but now she's just being used to make babies. So she's not really, and she's still friends with Raina, and she's legitimately trying to help Raina out. She stood up for Raina and said, I believe Raina. Raina told me she's still a virgin. She's still a virgin. So, I still like her character. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Viserys. Every once in a while, we find out that he's still slowly falling apart. I don't know if it's like the plague. I don't know what he has in this show, but I could not imagine what it's like for her to have sex with this dude who's like rotting, like actually rotting away before her eyes. It's got to be weird. Anyway. So, yeah, not my favorite episode. If anything, House of the Dragon proved that they're not perfect. This creative team can't beat that, you know. The funny thing is, I just talked to somebody in real life about House of the Dragon, because it was coming out of a Rings of Power conversation. I know this review is going to go really long. And I was like, are you watching House of the Dragon? And their reaction to me was, no, I could never get into the Game of Thrones thing. I watched the pilot, and there was that whole incest thing, and I couldn't really watch it after that. And I was like, oh, that was why? Well, I suppose that's fair. If you're grossed out by incest, then I can't really change that. I mean, that is sicky, personal choice, and it's not really the main part of the story, but I understood it, and I was like, well, House of the Dragon, now we're making sure to throw that in there too. Cool. So it's not something everybody enjoys. So nobody was going to like that storyline. I don't know where they thought they were going to go with that. But I don't think anybody was rooting for Damon and Raina to hook up. I don't think there was anyone rooting for that to happen or thought it might. So anyway, yeah. I'm giving a middle finger to House of the Dragon this week. And while I thought there were some interesting things that did happen and manipulated around the situation, there was a huge catalyst right in the middle of this episode that I totally disagreed with. So I'm going to give House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 4 a B. That drop, that's a whole letter grade drop from what I normally give the show. That's it. Yeah, that's it for me. So I'm hoping Episode 5 will somehow redeem itself. I don't know how, but Raina's got some character work to do to get me back on her side. Because right now, I really don't care if she stays on the throne. I don't think she makes good choices. Anyway, what do you guys think about House of the Dragon? Were you completely turned off by the introduction of that? Or did you think that was fine? Let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there were a huge following of Raina and Damon fans. Who knows? But you can let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. You can go to my website, macthemovieguy.com, for more reviews. You can head over to the audio description project, adp.acb.org, and find out what has audio description, where you can watch it, and the adna.org will let you know who's narrating what. That's it from me. I got to review something else, and I will see you on the other side.